talking. And Jonas. A man she had introduced him to just last night. At first, it had seemed innocent. Just old friends catching up. But something was off. Something in the way Fionn looked at him. The way she laughed just a little too hard at his jokes. Liam closed his eyes. It was probably nothing. But he could check. All he had to do was rewind. Part 2, replaying the past. The dinner party had been a blur of wine, laughter, and small talk. Fionn had been radiant, as always. But the moment Jonas walked in, her posture changed. Liam had noticed it in the moment, a flicker of recognition, a quick inhale. And now, he was watching it again. He rewound the memory, zooming in. When Fionn saw Jonas, she bit her lip. It was so fast, so subtle, he hadn't noticed it before. His stomach tightened. Liam scrolled further into the night, replaying their interactions. Jonas touched her arm. Twice. Fionn leaned toward him when she laughed. Always. None of it was concrete proof. But it felt wrong. His mind whispered, keep looking. So he did. Part 3, Truth in the Details. Liam was up until 3 a.m., sitting in the dark, replaying every second of the night. His screen projected onto the bedroom wall, flashing moments of laughter and stolen glances. Zoom in. Fionn's hand on Jonas's thigh, was it intentional? Slow it down. Jonas whispering something in her ear, what did he say? Fionn stirred beside him, groggy. Liam? Her voice was thick with sleep. Liam turned off the projection. Nothing, he said. Go back to sleep. Fionn sighed and rolled over. Liam stared at the ceiling, his mind screaming. He knew the answer. He just had to find it. Part 4, The Confrontation. The next morning, Liam sat across from Fionn at breakfast. His coffee was untouched. You and Jonas, he said, voice flat. Were you ever together? Fionn blinked. She stirred her tea. Years ago, she admitted. Before you and I met. Liam's stomach dropped. She had lied. Last night, she had said Jonas was just an old friend. Nothing more. But now? Now, it was different. You didn't think that was important? Liam pressed. Fionn sighed, rubbing her temples. It was years ago. It didn't mean anything. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. Liam laughed, cold and humorless. You didn't want to make a big deal out of it, he repeated. A silence stretched between them. Liam's pulse pounded. I want to see your memory of last night, he said. Fionn's spoon clattered against the saucer. What? She whispered. Play it back. Right now. Let me see it from your eyes. Fionn's breath hitched. And in that moment, Liam knew. She was hiding something. Part 5, The Final Playback. Fionn refused. It's invasive, she said. And I don't need to prove anything to you. Liam's hands were shaking. Then I'll pull it while you sleep. Fionn's face went pale. You wouldn't, she whispered. But she knew he would. That night, after she fell asleep, Liam accessed her memory. His heart pounded as the playback started. Her perspective. Her eyes. Jonas's face. Then, the truth. Fionn and Jonas. Alone in a bedroom. Lips pressed together. Hands on skin. A lie that stretched back further than Liam ever knew. His breath hitched. His stomach twisted. And then Fionn stirred beside him. She opened her eyes. And saw the horror on his face. You. She barely had time to react before Liam ripped the grain out of his head. The end. Liam stands alone in the bathroom, staring at his reflection. Blood drips down his neck from the torn implant. His vision feels blurred, empty. But for the first time in years, he is free. No memories to replay. No proof to obsess over. No truth left to haunt him. Just silence. But as he stares at his own face, a question lingers. Had the truth set him free? Or had it destroyed him?